Welcome to another Creed and Yupi adventure. After 4 days in Hong Kong, we finally arrived in Japan. It has been 1.5 years since we last visited Japan, and today we find ourselves in the energetic city of Tokyo. We arrived in Tokyo on the day of our wedding anniversary, so after checking into our Airbnb, we went to the French restaurant Nabeno-Ism to celebrate. Nabeno-Ism is a 2-star Michelin restaurant serving French cuisine with local Asakusa ingredients. They use seasonal ingredients and you can enjoy how each dish resembles works of art. As we were enjoying the food so much, I forgot to film some of it, so here are some additional pictures of the dishes. You can also enjoy the different ways of eating each dish, which have a playful element to it. As well as the amazing food, we're also complimented by the view of the Tokyo Skytree. After our delicious meal, we ended the night by meeting and giving compliments to the chef, and we headed back to our Airbnb, excited for the next day. The next day, we went to visit Sensoji, also known as Asakusa Kannon Temple. It is one of Tokyo's most famous and oldest Buddhist temples. As we go past the first gate, it is adorned with a large red lantern and statues of the god of thunder and the god of wind. The street leading to the main hall is filled with traditional shops selling souvenirs, snacks and crafts and stretches over 200 meters. Before the main hall, you'll see the Jokoro, which means incense burner. You'll often see people covering their head in smoke, believing that by healing your head, you'll become smarter. I myself engulfed my head in smoke for a few minutes just to make certain. Now this is where you wash your hands and mouth to purify your mind and body before approaching the main hall. Now there's a certain way to do this, so I highly recommend doing your research if you want to do it the right way. At night, we headed to the Coldplay concert being held in the Tokyo Dome. This is our first ever concert together, so we were extremely excited. The opening act was Yoasobi, which really got the crowd hyped and dancing. Even a lot of the other foreigners were dancing and moving to the songs. Coldplay was on shortly after. Experiencing Coldplay had always been on our bucket list of things to do. This was one of the main reasons we went to Japan, as we tried getting tickets for the Perth concert in Australia, but we had no luck. Fortunately, Yupi won the ticket lottery to watch them in Japan, so we couldn't pass up on the opportunity. The time flew by so quickly, and it felt like a dream the entire show. This is something we will always remember. Still buzzing from the concert the night before, we caught a bus from Tokyo directly to Kawaguchiko, which took 2 hours and cost roughly 2,000 Japanese yen one way per adult. Now there's different ways of getting to Kawaguchiko. For us, the bus ride was fairly cheap and fairly comfortable, and we slept for the majority of the ride anyway. Once we arrived, we hired some bikes to ride around the town and lake. I do highly recommend hiring an electric bike, as it will make it easier on your legs and it's far more enjoyable. The nice part about riding a bike through Kawaguchiko is going around the town and eating at the local restaurants and seeing the schools, the houses and the people. I really enjoy experiences like these, as you get a small glimpse of the true heartbeat of the town or city that we're in. Our first stop was the famous Chureito Pagoda. Make sure you check the weather before you head out, as on this day it was fairly cloudy. Despite it being fairly cloudy, we did see Mount Fuji poke through the clouds a few times, so we were lucky in that regard. We headed down to Kawaguchiko Lake, where we rode a speedboat around the lake. The tour guide was very friendly, and he made sure that we really enjoyed the ride. We also got to make a couple of stops to take some photos of Mount Fuji as our background. The ride lasted roughly 20 minutes and it cost us 10,000 Japanese yen. If you have more people, obviously you can split that cost, but for us it was well worth it. Before getting on the bus, we rode around the lake on our bikes one last time to take in more of the scenery. As the sun was setting, the light reflected against the lake. I didn't get to film it as I was just enjoying the moment, but it was the perfect way to end our day trip. We really hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope to see you at our next adventure.